Hi. IT projects are risky. A full 1/3 of projects fail, and many more show only a marginal return on investment. Having a detailed map of the opportunities, risks, and pitfalls would be very useful. Unfortunately, the maps provided by consultants and vendors really look more like the back of a beer mat drawing rather than, say, a detailed survey map. And they only cover a limited part of your journey. You need people in the organization to get the complete picture. Drawing that map now will avoid pain later. So your data initiative exists in a landscape that is made up of business factors, processes, people, data, and systems. This lecture will show you how to create a map of the unique landscape your organization is in. By the end, you will be able to gather the information you need to draw that detailed map of all the critical factors, enabling you to determine the next steps that will minimize effort and risk and maximize value. Let's get started. If you have ever gone for a walk and decided to cut through the landscape rather than stick to the path, or perhaps taking your car off-road, you can appreciate that there are paths for a reason. They conveniently avoid obstructions, lead to bridges across the river, and generally avoid risk. However much fun it is to sometimes go off-road in our spare time, actually on your project you would probably rather avoid it. Although a generic path exists for most types of initiatives, your organization is unique, and therefore you can't predict the challenges that the journey will throw at you. Having that detailed map of the landscape will help you prepare for most risks and obstacles you might face. The unique landscape that your data initiative exists in consists of the following factors. First of all, there are the business factors. Really, these are determined by the strategic goals, the competition and threats it faces, and also the resources that are available. And these can really determine whether your initiative will come off the ground and will also determine whether your business case will be approved or not. Then there are the processes. These are primarily the business processes, but also of influence can be any data governance processes and IT processes that are in place. How your initiative aligns with business processes will help the business to understand where your initiative fits and how it adds value, or perhaps how it reduces risks. People in the organization are the ones who really undertake the journey with you, and they help you remove and avoid obstacles, find better routes, and you draw better maps. They can also actively obstruct your initiative, or even passively by doing nothing. And you will need to be aware of all of these factors. Then there is the data. These consist of all the structured and unstructured data sources inside and outside of your company that may influence your initiative. It is also useful to keep the quality of that data in mind and what you actually know about that data, or the metadata, either through a data dictionary or a metadata management system. All this data runs, of course, on the systems in your organization. And this might be on existing servers, but also on client machines or even cloud-based. Any limiting factors with regards to these systems may directly impact your initiative. But on the other hand, leveraging existing software and infrastructure could also be of real benefit to what you're trying to do. All 5 factors are intertwined. Data is stored and flows through the systems, and data also generally flows along the business processes, guided and controlled by the data governance and IT processes that are in place. So people then interact with this data and take decisions based on the insights in this data, which the business then profits from this better decision making. So how do you draw a map of this landscape? The people in your organization, and sometimes interested third parties, have the complete picture of what is happening. It is important to realize that there is no single individual who has the complete picture. Therefore, you need to conduct a variety of interviews with people about all the different aspects. The key is to understand the current processes and challenges, as well as the questions that they are trying to answer in order to make better decisions. On the screen, you can see a summary of the types of questions you would need answers to. For convenience, you can download an extended list of these questions from the URL on the screen. After the interviews are complete, share and present back your findings to the key stakeholders. Facilitate a discussion about any contentious points there might be, and also offer categories, what I call categories of solutions, which really are ways of approaching any solution rather than something that's set in stone. It is very important to get a decision from the senior stakeholders about the next steps. You will need their support moving forward. Also, make steps incremental where you can. This reduces the risk, especially compared to the bigger step changes or huge projects that will take a long time to implement and where value is more uncertain. Also, make it easy for everyone involved to review the goals, the priorities, the next steps, the risks and issues, and keep re-evaluating the landscape with the people involved. This will keep people focused and committed going forward in what is most likely an ongoing process of improvement. So to summarize, part of the preparation of any journey is determining your route. A detailed map of the landscape helps you get there faster and with less risk. If a map doesn't exist, it's your job to create one, keeping in mind all the various factors: business, process, people, data, and systems. A map will show opportunities as well as risks. However, risks make people nervous and it takes the positive momentum and energy out of any initiative. So in other words, instead of keeping the eyes on the road, people are getting distracted by the potential risk all around. And in the next lecture, we will talk about how you can use your map to spot risks early and eliminate, reduce, or mitigate those risks in a constructive and collaborative way that keeps motivation high. See you then.